So, guys, this is my review for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Season 2, Episode 6. And with that, guys, let's dive right into such a great episode. The title of the episode is called Layered Memories. Guys, like, this episode pretty much left off last week's episode. Now, I know I uploaded my review for Episode 5 roughly around the same time I'm doing as I uploaded my review for Episode 6 today. Just because I was going to try to do it last week, and even at some point this week for Episode 5, but I didn't get around to it, and then I pretty much did it today. But for Episode 6, it literally walked us right into basically the end of what happened in Episode 5 when Tanjiro was fighting Daki. And yeah, so Tanjiro basically got he looks like he's gotten to like a sort of like a berserk, sort of in a sense like a berserk level way of fighting. I want to say like an uncontrollable thing. It's just one of those things where he allowed, because of the conversations he was having with Daki, because of what she did in this episode, he literally was like, he just got to a point, a place in the fight where he was like, enough is enough. And as you see, there's like blood around his eyes, like behind behind his eyes, like it's like he scrunched his eyes so tight that the blood vessels in his head burst and they bled through the back of his eyes. Like that's what it looks like. And then he was bleeding from his eyes too. Like it just got super serious here in this episode with Tanjiro when he was fighting Daki. But at the same time, I do like the fact that, we get a chance to see Rengoku's father basically writing a letter to him, to Tanjiro. And I guess he got the letter before this interaction or something like that, because he even mentions Shinjiro too here in the episode prior to actually like going fully berserk, right? But basically, we gained some key information that Rengoku's father kind of like he basically like sobered up, and he was writing a please forgive me letter to Tanjiro. Thank you for being by his side. Thank you for crying tears for my son, and being very kind to my family. Blah blah blah. He mentions he talks about how Rengoku was in his training while becoming an Ashira, that Rengoku was reading the Flames book. He only read and there was only 3 volumes in it, but he got that from his mother, Ruka. I believe that's her name, Ruka. And I like that small portion of the episode, but mainly it's just the focal point of this episode is mainly between Tanjiro getting this in this, like I said, in a sense like a berserk level style of fighting. It was uncontrollable, and him doing his I want to say like a raged based Hinogami attack. The flame dance and all that. Like his sword was catching on fire. It was like he was able to fully cut through her attacks, through Daki's attacks. He almost cut her head off. Now, granted, she did indeed use a part of her because we see that a part of where the part of her her weapons, her attacks, they were coming back to her, that because they were where Inosuke and them were, and they were down it, but they were reattaching themselves to her body during this fight, even prior to. But I can't forget about the fact that Daki like transformed, like her hair went from black to like a silverish color, and she basically like got stronger, like her veins and stuff were sort of popping out of her skin and stuff like that. Like that was dope. But also we could say the same thing about Tanjiro, even including Nezuko, same thing. Like I'll be talking about that in a moment too. But Tanjiro, like he was like in a raged form, and with Daki saying what she was saying, she even attacked a lot of the buildings around them and killing a lot of people. I believe that was just the last straw for Tanjiro during this fight. That again, he was uncontrollable. It was like somebody couldn't snap him out of it, until, like I said, where he almost cut Daki's head off. And when he seemed like he attempted to do so, a part of her Kamino basically like blocked the attack, where her neck was, and transformed into the one of the pinkish things. And she was saying like, you thought it was gonna be easy for you to kill me, blah blah blah. And he was saying to himself like, it's soft, so I can't really slice through it. But once she attacked him with all of them, and he hit the pinpoint of his blade through literally like most of them, that's when he tried to do, that's when he came through to try to fully take her head. And that's when, like I said, that's when that blocking point happened. So it was just like this fight was just so dope, guys. It was just like, this episode was just so dope. But again, because one of Tanjiro's family members, one of the younger ones, I forgot her name, she pops up and like saying like, big bro, stop, wake up, or I believe she was saying like, wake up or something like that, like snap out of it. And that's when he like snapped out of this rage, and he started coughing because the form that he was using was damaging his like insides, his lungs. He was coughing, couldn't breathe. And then he like conked out, but once he conked out, that's when Nezuko pops up and literally boots half of Daki's face off. Like, that was dope. Like, well, almost half, because her left eye was still visible. And that's when Daki was just saying like, it's you're the one that Muzan was talking about. But also too, before that happened, like, we got another flashback from the one person that popped up from season 1 that Muzan is kind of fearful of. It was a memory. That's what the manga was saying. It's supposed to be a memory, because the blood that is flowing through Daki's veins is blood from Muzan. So she collected some of these memories from Muzan's past, and the conversation that Tanjiro was saying to her was like, how could you do this? How could you be like this? Blah, blah, blah. How could you kill people? This, that, and the third. It was basically the same conversation that Muzan was hearing from the one guy with the red long hair back in season 1 that he was fearful of. I believe it was in episode, I want to say episode between 7 and 9, or maybe 6 and 9. I can't remember. Where he was basically saying like, I want you to go after Tanjiro. It was in that episode. Because of the earrings, right? And she was saying like, the manga says that these are coming from Lord Muzan's memories because of the blood that was flowing through her veins. That too stood out, because we get the past vision of the guy basically talking in Muzan's direction, saying basically similar words that Tanjiro is saying to her currently. She's like, where are these words? I've heard these before, and blah blah blah. These are coming from Muzan and stuff like that, Lord Muzan. But like I said, once all of that occurred, once Tanjiro knocked out, Nezuko pops up. She boots her face partially off, and she attacks Nezuko. She literally, like, I thought that Nezuko was done a little bit because her left arm got chopped off, her right leg got chopped off, but she eventually regenerated. She was shocked that she did. But then when Nezuko got up, she transformed, because she bit through the that usually muzzles her mouth. She bit through that, and she's like in a transforming state. She has a horn popping out of her the right side of her head. Like, guys, it's freaking dope, son. Like, it's about to go down. She regenerated her arm and her leg. Daki can't believe it. Daki also states that Nezuko feels like a much higher upper moon demon than her specifically. She's basically saying like, probably like top 2 or something like that. So there's that we have to talk about in a video to come. So just guys, like, man, like I said, I'm walking through these episodes not knowing what's to come. I had to actually look up on the manga to make sure, because I wasn't sure what she was. I originally thought that when she mentioned Muzan, that the character that she was talking about was Muzan, like before he became a demon, but that's not the case. It was just, she was just saying that these were just memories. So, you know, I just looked. That was in chapter 81, if I remember correctly. But yeah, guys, episode 6 was dope. I'm looking forward to episode 7 next week. I'm definitely gonna be looking to do some videos on definitely last week's episode, but definitely this week. We got some more stuff to talk about here in Demon Slayer world universe. But what an episode! Tanjiro was a beast, just dope, and I'm looking forward to what's to come and with more of this second season, guys. But with that, leave some comments in the comment section below. What did you all think of episode 6, Layered Memories today? Let's talk about some things. But other than that, I will hopefully talk to you all next time with more Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Peace, guys.